But
Why?
but the fact that they had Black Lives Matter on
Whoa,
there,
whoa, whoa,
in
whoa. If we
which,
can say that, if we can say that, if we can say that, then anytime a league does anything and promotes any other cause besides themselves, they're playing for that. The NFL has years where they wear pink during October for breast cancer awareness. They've done the camouflage jerseys for Veterans Day. Like there have been multiple causes that have been promoted throughout leagues.
yeah, but yeah,
Why
I
is
mean,
this one a problem?
I'm saying promoting veterans, promoting cancer awareness, those are good things. But what I got a problem with Black Lives Matter is because, for one, they all about anarchy. They want to keep the black family, separate. They don't want male leadership. I mean, this was in their mission statement since their inception, and recently they actually changed the mission statement. So they all about alternative lifestyles. They all about trans rights, and they really don't want any type of heterosexual black male leadership in the
All right, Dr.
homes.
Umar. All right, Dr. Umar. You sound like Dr. Umar now.
Oh, really?
Come on, man. I'm not gonna say, and people always go to this that the BLM founder, um, she is a lesbian. What does that have to do with her mission for Black people? Like I think that we get so caught up in the external relationships, especially in the Black community, of what people do behind their closed doors that somehow infringe upon Black rights. When that's not always the case, man. Like we have gay people in our community, we have trans people in our community, and I'm not saying those people aren't being represented by the founders or the leaders of these organizations, but I feel as though they're representing all of Black people. They're not showing you a split Black home and they don't want fathers in the home or any masculine. I don't believe that to be true from my experience. I just don't. Um, Having or being gay, lesbian, whatever you want to call it, trans, doesn't prevent you from being Black at all. Never has, never will. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you got a group of people that's gonna look at everybody with the darker skin as a nigga,
Right, right. I
and
mean,
that's
based on our
100%
phenotype,
facts.
yes. I mean, that's our like appearance. So, I mean, no one can physically see your sexual orientation. They can just see your phenotype. But I mean, have you ever read the
Mhm,
mission statement?
exactly.
Have you read the mission
No,
statement?
I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I have. No, I have
Oh,
not. No.
I mean,
If you want me to, I will try to pull it up right now.
as a
Let's
matter of,
see here.
actually, it was changed, but I did like a previous video on it, and I will actually cut and paste everything in that mission statement out, and I'll send it to you. But it was
Okay.
just ridiculous as far as the way, I mean, everything is about the LGBTQ, and it's just not about the black family. They want to dismantle the patriarchal nuclear family, which is that's like one of the main reasons why our communities are pretty much dead last as far as the wealth gap, crime.
You think
Um,
that's the reason? You think that's the reason? You don't
yeah,
think it was law set up to have us fail? You don't think it's a 400-year head start?
I
You
mean,
think that's the reason?
no, no, the family.
You don't think Jim Crow had anything to do with this or slavery?
Um,
Like that all. Like
I
this
would
is my thing.
say
Okay.
I would say
We'll just say that.
segregation. We were better off as far as a family unit. But once we integrated, once the feminists made a deal with the government, in which if they want to get those government benefits, it can't be a man in the household. That tore up our family because they used the government as their
So it wasn't
husbands.
Black Wall Street.
That was a
It
19.
wasn't Black Wall Street in 1921. I'm just saying there has been, so it didn't start slavery when the slave masters were raping the women and sending them back home to their men,
I'm saying
impregnated
I'm
by
saying
them.
since safe.
Like
Right.
so, this is my thing. So it started there, and it has matriculated and just culminated into where we're at now in 2020. But I look at it like this: if I went to college for 400 years and got 400 years of Fs, it would take even if I got the next 400 years, I got straight A's. I'm at a C average. So that is we're not there yet. Hell, 1964 was what 50 years ago. And slavery started
No.
in 1519, 1519 to
Hmm.
1964. So we're looking at 400 and roughly 50 years of F's
I'm talking
for our
every.
community.
No, I'm talking in regards to the family unit
But I'm
because
saying, but that all goes back though. Like you can't say that this broken family unit, that what you say is prevalent in the black community, is not attributed to what happened for 450 years.
no, that's not true. It's not true because we had the highest marital rate prior to integration. We was one of the highest
But what happened after that?
demographics.
Like they start.
You said what?
No, no, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh,
I'm listening.
yes, we had the highest marital rate of like all races in the '60s, and then once the Civil Rights Act passed, and once we integrated, and once the feminists made a deal with the government, that tore up the family.
For what, the feminists weren't run by black women. I don't know where you're getting your data from, but the feminist movement wasn't headed, unfortunately, by black women. It
No,
was stolen and headed by a white woman.
right, right. It
So,
was, it was, it was,
so
it was
it makes
intersectional feminism,
so to say
in
this
which they
means
used our women to break up the family because they wanted to get the bag, they wanted the jobs,
uh,
they wanted the benefits. That's what really happened.
so who benefited from the feminist movement? Was it us or was it another culture?
It was white women, and black women
Oh, okay.
benefited too
So
because
we have never
be-
benefited.
you said what?
Mm, I don't agree.
What
I
don't
said
you
I don't
agree
agree.
with? What don't you agree with?
How did they benefit? Like I'm asking, how did our women benefit?
Because
You talking about
because
welfare?
yeah,
Still, the
wealth,
biggest recipient of welfare is still whites. Like we are still not the biggest recipient of welfare. People want to make it seem as though we are, but we are not
right.
the biggest benefactor of welfare. We're not the biggest benefactor of the civil rights movement. We have never been the biggest benefactor of causes that say they are there for us. Ever.
As far as proportionally, um they make black women the face of welfare. I mean, even when Clinton did like the welfare reform back in 1994,
Right.
1995,
They make us the
when
face
he
of it.
when he signed that bill in the Rose Garden, he had standing next to him like two overweight black women wearing dingy clothes. I
Right.
mean,
They make us the face of it, but it never benefits us. They make us the face of it, but it doesn't benefit our community. It never has and never will. All of these causes that they say benefit us never benefit us more than others. Civil rights, the Civil Rights Act benefited white women and disabled people more than it did black women and black people.
I'm saying black women benefited more than black men did because
Because they were locking us up, because they were locking us up.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, because after that, when like Nixon came into office, he did the like the war on drugs campaign, and then once Reagan got in, they I guess Nancy Reagan did what was called the like the Say No to Drugs campaign,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Yeah, we
and
all we
then
all did that campaign. Wore the t-shirts, had the cops come to the schools, tell us drugs was bad. Now
right,
these motherfuckers
right,
making money off of it.
right. That was the Reagan administration, and then fast forward to a so-called liberal president when he passed the crime bill, authored by Joe Biden, and yeah, crime bill Biden. He authored that crime bill, and see what our community is right now because there's no male leadership in our households. I mean, that's the root of the problem is within the households. There's no male leadership.
Ah,
It's mostly headed by single mothers.
but why is that? Like you said, it's because what the government did, right? It is by design,
Hmm.
just like it was by design to only have us live in certain sections of the city on top of each other, give us poor quality of education, give us poor food choices, give us poor jobs. So
Hmm.
it was all by design. You can't say this is because of us. We are playing a hand of spades with a hand that was dealt to us, and not only dealt to us, but purposely dealt to us and picked out to give us what we're able to play. Now, have some of us made it out? Yeah, yes, we have. There's been a couple of bingo balls that have fallen and we've won.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean everybody is on the same playing field, or that doesn't mean everybody has the same opportunity. We
Yep.
still have subpar quality of education. We still have subpar food choice. There's still food that's out there in our communities. Hell, that jewel that's on what 63rd and Cottage, the first one on like the South Side in what, like 30 years, first new grocery store. So tell me, you can't tell me that's not all about design.
You said there's a jewel on 63rd and Cottage.
Yeah, it's like 63rd and Cottage. So you didn't even know.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. It's like maybe three or
There's
four
a
blocks east of Cottage. But yeah, it's on like
no,
62nd.
it's on Cottage. It's on Cottage.
It's
It's
on
literally on
Cottage.
Cottage Grove. Yeah, it's on Cottage.
Oh, okay.
Now
Okay.
there's a Mariano's on King now, like 41st and King or whatever. But I'm saying like
39th
these,
and King Drive. Yeah.
yeah, there we go. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I said 41st. So like these businesses didn't exist 20 years ago. Why are they existing now? Because of gentrification.
Yeah. I mean,
Now,
I grew up in Abbey Wells, and
right?
they tore those down in the early 2000s, and
Yeah,
that
you look at Cabrini Green.
that neighborhood looks completely different. Yeah,
Yes,
it's amazing.
but, but it's all about design though. They take the property value down. These big developers come in, scoop it up, build it up, outprice the people that have actually been living there for the last 20 to 30 years. And now they bring in that people that's wearing yoga pants and running poodles around. Now that's what you see on 63rd and Cottage.
Hey, I love yoga
Like,
pants.
hey, I've always said yoga pants are one of the top three inventions of all time.
Yeah.
You got fire, you got thongs, and then yoga pants.
Right.
I don't have a problem with them. I'm just saying that they have moved the people out that have been living there, breathing there, raising their families there, and now they're moving out because of gentrification.
Now,
And now they're
without
bringing in these. Now they're bringing these grocery stores. Now they're bringing in these restaurants and stuff like that. Where was that at 30 years ago? Hell, 20 years ago. Where was that in 2000?
now
Like, where
without
was this fresh produce?
fresh produce, the only ones I know about was Pete's, but that wasn't in a
Right,
black neighborhood.
exactly. So that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. All this shit is about design, man. The same thing they're doing on the west side now. They keep inching over, inching over, inching over. Now the west
Hmm.
side is a spot to go. But
Okay, so without government intervention, what can we do as blacks to improve our way of life? Where does it start?
it definitely starts at home, but it also starts at education. I think education is the major, I would say, um, equalizer in all of this. It's
Hmm.
access to a quality education. Because, like I
Hmm.
said earlier, when your kid's quality of education is dependent upon your income level, for
Hmm.
the majority of us, unfortunately, our kids are going to fall into the same education system that we went through. Some of us got out, yes. Some of us got to better neighborhoods. But then we do that while trying to have them keep their identity of who they are. Because when we take them out of that community, now when they're going to school, they don't have people that look like them around. So now
Hmm.
they lose sense of themselves and who they are. My
Hmm.
son was called a nigga by another kid in February in school. Kid called him a nigga in school. Fucking 12-year-old kid called my son a nigga, a white kid in school. What my son do? Punch him in the face.
Mm.
Took him out to lunch. But
No.
that's the type of shit, like me being able to take him out of the education system that I was in, puts him in a situation where he's called a nigga at 12 years old. So that's why I say education is the major equalizer. We need to get public school education, not equating to your parents' income level. Just because I
Okay.
pay more taxes don't mean my son should get a better education than the kid that's growing up in Dalton.
Now, now that's what Ice Cube was trying to do when he was promoting his contract with Black America. So I get what he was doing.
Hmm.
For right now, Trump, he's in office. You know, prior to the election, he was in office. He has the power. So yes, you go to who has the power. I mean, he wanted to go to the Democrats, but they told him we'll see you after the election. We'll see if they're going to keep that promise. You know, and
There's differences on if that was actually said, but yo, what? Okay, it is what it is.
well, you said what?
I said there's differences on what was actually said with that with Ice Cube and towards the Democratic Party.
Okay,
You had them coming out. I'm not
and
saying I don't believe Ice Cube, but I'm just saying it's always three sides to a story. Cube side, the Democrat side, and then the actual truth. So I think there's something in the middle.
Okay, so why won't you give him the benefit of the doubt as far as his events, the way he portrayed it?
For one, Cube never met with Trump. He met with like some handlers.
Right.
Let's
That's what he said. Right.
so
He met
let's get started.
right. He met with the campaign. He never said that he met with Trump.
Right. So, and I'm not saying Cube was wrong in his approach because I think, hey, if they calling you back and saying, "Yo, let's talk," you gonna talk to him.
Right. You talk
If
to
you
him,
trying to
of
get some
course.
changes, if you trying to get some stuff changed, cool, go and get some stuff changed. Um, I don't know why he didn't move to Democrats. I can't. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't on the phone call. I wasn't in the email trail or whatever. Um, but
According to
I will
Cube,
say,
he wanted to meet with them, but they said we will meet with you after the election.
okay, let's say Cube is correct.
Hmm.
Let's say Cube is 1,000% correct in his um, recollection of events. With them having an election coming up, why would, and this is just anybody, why would they take down a sit? Why would they take time to sit down with Ice Cube? And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying what does it benefit them to do so?
Because black folks came out and voted for them. I'm not saying like we were the deciding factor in like voting them in office, but as far as the black
We
vote,
were. Yeah, I'll say we were.
right?
I'll
Okay,
say we were.
so it was. I guess black women it was like 90%, and black men it was like 80 like
Yeah, dude,
85%.
it fucking went down, which is crazy. But yeah,
Yeah. So so if you want the black vote, that's why he was trying to court to Democrats to try to get something in return for his vote. And
right. And
education was one of those bullet points in a country with Black America.
but even with that, and let's say that was his. Who is Ice Cube? Like honestly, as in our community, who's
Okay.
following Ice Cube? And I'm not saying Cube was wrong for doing what he wanted to do, but I'm just saying, does Ice Cube speak for everybody in our community?
No, he doesn't.
Unfortunately,
He doesn't.
we right, he doesn't. So, what did it benefit them sitting down with Cube? Honestly, I think it would have meant more for them to sit down with somebody like a Tamika Mallory or an Angela Rye
Oh,
than
come
Ice
on.
Cube. No,
Um,
I'm serious. I think I
Tamika
think it would have held more
Mallory
weight.
and Angela Rye.
I think it would have held more weight. I think it would have held more weight.
No,
I
I
think
mean
that
they part of the Boule too, which I kind of despise. So
But you despise like all black groups. What black group don't you despise? Tell me one black group you don't despise. Wu Tang? You might
uh,
despise Wu Tang too. Who? Wu Tang? Tribe?
uh,
Like
I mean, as far as hip hop groups, I'm pretty much in lockstep with them. I'm good with them.
uh, okay. But you have a problem with Tamika Mallory and Angela Rye.
You know what? I like Tamika Mallory, but I don't like the fact that the white feminists try to demonize her because of her. Hello, you were breaking up a little bit.
But they all this is the thing. This is the thing. Okay, so I'm sorry. They always white feminists always try to hijack black woman run organ to take credit for or demonize. Always. Always. If you go back and watch Bill Burr Saturday Night Live, he said the same thing. He was hijacked the Black Lives Matter movement. So we're trying to hijack her or demonize her. That's just expected, unfortunately. He's gonna do it.
Right, all right. Just because she has conversations with Louis Farrakhan, that's why they kind of went after her. And as far as Angela Rye per se, I just never really liked her. Hello. Oh man, your connection is getting bad. It's getting worse.
Why? Terrible. I need to record or something. I don't know. You got me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. All right, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what is your problem, Angela? I'm trying to figure it out.
She's one of those careerist black women that's in the media that's like is that's willing to like demonize black men just because okay, like
I don't think so.
for example I mean she's one of those chicks that's gonna overinflate the black woman democratic vote because oh, black women voted at a higher rate than black men, so they're saying now that oh, black women are the reason why Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are in office. They're like kind of setting aside the black men. They're like elevating like the black women vote, and she's one of those pundits
Are
that's doing
they?
that.
Is her argument based on statistics? Like when you look at it from a straight numbers standpoint,
Hmm.
is she correct?
She's embellishing the truth.
No, not embellishing the truth. If you look at the percentage of black women compared to the percentage of black men,
Hmm.
do her numbers add up to her argument?
I'm saying, but the way that she portrays it out into the masses, she's actually putting a divide into, between
But
black
but
men
it,
and black women.
but she also said the same thing about the fact that the white women vote increased during this election cycle. So it's
Hmm.
not just she's not just saying, hey, black men, your percentage of votes went up. She's also saying white women, your percentage of votes went up too. So but nobody talks about that. They just look at it as her saying, hey, black dude, what the hell are y'all doing?
I mean, for one, I don't care what candidate that you are. I mean, if you don't inspire people to vote for you, then you're not guaranteed no one's vote in the first place. So they're
No,
not going
you're
to
not.
guilt me and to vote for neither one of them. So they got to
Right.
inspire me, give me a reason to vote for them.
Right. But unfortunately, we are in a electoral system
Hmm.
where the popular vote doesn't win
Right.
always,
I get it.
always,
I get it.
which is crazy. So you have to have that mindset that hey, for the greater good, every vote counts, even though it doesn't. But as we've seen in 2000, as we saw in 2016, popular vote doesn't always win, which is fucking ridiculous. The only race in America that doesn't win by the person that scores the most points. That's literally like Steph Curry being like, yo, we won because we hit 15 threes, y'all only hit 11. Yeah, but the score was 103 to 101 us. Yeah, but we hit 15 threes. That's the dumbest shit ever. So, yes, when she gets on black men, and I'm not saying you got to vote Republican, Democrat, but when she's stating numbers and saying, hey, black women voted at this number and they are the reason that this happened. Stacey Abrams is the reason. I wholeheartedly agree. Stacey Abrams is the reason that the Democratic Party won Georgia because she was out there getting what 800,000, 900,000 people registered to vote,
Hmm.
like on her own. So yes, I'm gonna give her props for that. So when Angela Rye comes out and gives her props for doing that, I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, okay.
Do I agree with
Okay.
everything she says? No, but in
So,
this instance, her numbers add up to her argument.
so you're basically pro gynocracy then, huh?
Pro what?
Pro gynocracy.
Gynocracy.
Come on, Brandon. Brandon, you are the patriarch of your household, and you're
I
for the
am.
gynocracy. It doesn't add up to me. It doesn't add up.
Why not? Why, like I don't understand. Like you're blaming. I'm not saying that we have to vote for a certain block because honestly, unfortunately, there has never been a candidate that represents us. There has never been a platform that represents our community.
Right. Right.
That has our issues and our shortcomings
Mm-hmm.
as a reason for them running. Never. And when we do, they shoot them down. They demonize them. When we do have people that are actually for us, we demonize them. We do it ourselves.
Right. I
And
mean,
it is
I mean, like these pundits, they only want people to vote as long as they agree with their ideology. And like, prime example, when that kid Jonathan Isaac, when he didn't kneel and when he got the ACL
mm-hmm,
injury,
mm-hmm.
people were cheering, but just because he got hurt. which was
Hmm.
unfortunate. I mean,
Yeah, very.
you had media members like who was that guy from ESPN? Dan Lebitard. He was actually cheering because that kid got hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, that,
yeah.
that was
I
fucking
remember.
insane.
It was.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have their individual opinion and be able to express that. But it seems like whenever we, and this is both sides of the coin, but whenever we express our opinions, we're demonized, whether good or bad. Jonathan Isaac did, saying what he said, he got demonized. LeBron, you demonize him for saying what he says. Like it's the same thing.
Because I know he's not sincere. He's all for
Oh,
himself.
come on. Come on, man. You don't know that. You think that. That's an opinion. So I'm saying, that, and like
Yes,
you said,
yes.
you
Of,
brought
of
that up.
course, this whole conversation is
No, it
about
is.
my
But
opinion.
what I'm saying is that you're saying, hey, people went to Jonathan Isaac for not kneeling. People went to
Right.
Cap for kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
When Cap's not in the league, people cheered him not being in the league. You know what I'm saying? You got people on the sideline cheering that Cap isn't in the league because he knelt, because he took a knee. Didn't do anything disrespectful. He took a fucking knee and eloquently explained why. 4 years later, we get George Floyd, and it is the exact same thing that Colin Kaepernick was saying 4 years prior.
See
Interaction
what Cap failed in his
with police
leadership
officers.
was like he only sent out tweets every once in a while. I mean, if you want to be the spearhead of this movement, you have to get out there and speak. People have
No,
to
no, no.
hear
He
what
did
you got to
speak when
say.
he did speak though. When he was interviewed, he very, very detailed said why he was doing what he was doing, but
They
nobody wanted
they
to hear it.
they are hiding
Nobody wanted to
Kaepernick.
hear it.
They are
Huh?
hiding that man. They are hiding him. I mean,
No, no,
mostly his woman speaks for him.
no, no, no. But when I can tell us
His woman speaks
when
for him.
Cap, dude, when Cap was in the locker room taking a knee after games in his locker room being interviewed, he very detailed said why he was doing what he was doing. Nobody wanted to listen.
Right.
Nobody wanted to. They just saw you're kneeling during the national anthem. You're kneeling during a song that was written by a racist that's being sang that has a racist verse to it that we omit because it's racist as fuck. Right or wrong?
Have you ever stood for the national anthem?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
did you have a problem with it prior to him kneeling?
No, and I still don't have a problem with it. But that's me.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
that's me.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's me. Like
Mm.
we're not a monolith. This black community is not a monolith. Me, we're
Okay.
not.
All right. Right.
So
Right. I get it. I get it. I get it.
me standing and him kneeling, that's not the same. Like it's his reasoning for doing it, and it's my reasoning for doing it. I'm like, yo, I will stand up. Why? I'm an American.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stand up. Is this song fucked up? And does it have some fucked up shit? And is it not true for all of its citizens? That is true as well.
Hmm.
You were in the military, man. I mean, and you probably have a different view on it than I do because you were in the military. But the Constitution wasn't written for us. It wasn't written for people that look like us. We were excluded from that whole conversation. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? We were 3/5 of a human.
Hmm.
So therefore, nothing in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights was written with us in mind. It wasn't written for women in mind either, but it was written for white women before it was written for us. So none of that shit. The Pledge of Allegiance doesn't apply to me, unfortunately. It did not apply to me.
But the Constitution now like applies to us though. I mean
No, no. What you
that
mean
was
now? What's
that
changed? What's changed?
no, I'm saying we were granted citizenship and
No, 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 no,
we
no,
were
no, no.
granted
No, you have to start all over then.
we were integrated into this American economy. So
You have
we
to
do
start
count.
all over then. No, no, no. You
So
have to count all. You have to start all over then, because we weren't
what do you mean
there
start
at the
over?
beginning.
You
You have
mean
to get rid of the whole fucking thing and start
also
over.
you're an anarchist, so you just want everything just blown up.
No, 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 not blown up. It needs to start over.
As
We
far
weren't there at age
as
one.
as far as writing new constitution,
Yes, we weren't there
that's
at
not
age
gonna
one. We
happen.
were never thought of.
That's not
It's
gonna
not
happen.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Okay.
saying it is. But what I'm saying is that entire document is bullshit because it didn't take into account us. We built this shit for free, might I add you. We built this entire country for free. Our ancestors, mine
Mm-hmm.
and yours,
Mm-hmm.
built this country for free. It was built on the backs of us, on the bloody backs of our ancestors, for free, and we were never included as being represented in that Constitution ever,
Okay, so what is the
ever.
government? So what is the government doing right now to rectify that? Are they going to pay us reparations?
No, that shit's not gonna happen.
Okay,
That's
so
not gonna happen.
I'm right because I'm trying to figure out what's all this black girl magic with like Kamala. I mean, I don't think she's gonna give us any reparations. She even said that she's not gonna give
No,
us reparations.
it's that
I
ain't
mean, Joe
if
Biden's
that
not
was
gonna do it. Trump's not gonna do it.
but what's crazy is that we've paid money to people that suffered in lands away from here, but we won't pay the people that actually built this shit.
Mm-hmm.
True or false? True
Yeah.
or false? We have paid monies to people that suffered in lands that were not within the confines of the continental United States, Hawaii, or Alaska, but we will not even come out and acknowledge, won't even come out and acknowledge as a government the
Mm-hmm.
terror and the horror that was placed upon enslaved Africans in this country.
Mm.
We won't even not we won't teach it. We try to sugarcoat it. We give Christopher Columbus a fucking day for finding some shit that some motherfuckers was at already.
Well, they actually renamed that to Indigenous Day. So
Who
it's
renamed it? Some states have. The federal government hasn't.
oh they haven't. Oh, okay, well in my iPhone it says Indigenous Day. It doesn't say Columbus
Uh,
Day anymore.
my kids' school calendar says no school Columbus Day recess.
Oh well,
They are still taught. They are still taught that Christopher Columbus found a fucking piece of land that people were at.
so
He didn't even land here.
so
The Caribbean.
are you happy with the holiday pay that you get from that day?
Actually, I didn't work this holiday.
I'll tell
No,
my friend.
I
I'll
didn't.
tell my friend to pass. Man.
No. But what I'm saying is, oh,
I get what you
I'm not
said.
going to give up the pay. I'm not going
I
to give up
get,
the pay.
I get what you
They're
said,
going
man.
to pay me double for working on this random ass stupid Monday for this racist motherfucker that gave disease and raped people. Like,
Right.
but it shouldn't be named after him.
Right. I mean, it is like
I mean,
more like awareness is
what awareness?
as far as that event.
What event? This motherfucker got lost
Right.
and came from somebody else's crib.
He got
It
lost
was
and
honestly,
landed in the Bahamas, I believe, right?
yeah, it wasn't even on this land.
Right. He
He
didn't
landed in
land
the
here, yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
So it's like literally getting credit for drinking and driving and showing up at somebody else's crib and be like, yo, I found this spot. What?
Right.
No, motherfucker, there's 20 people in here. We was having a party when you showed up. We just thought you was coming to the party.
Right.
That's what he gets credit for. He gets credit for seeing a party happening and showing up and bringing a case of beer.
Yeah.
That's what he gets credit for.
Yeah. So many words. Yes. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Like, so we were never included in that concept. You can say with all the amendments, 13th Amendment was bullshit because now we still have people in prison. We have for-profit prisons. Like,
Right.
how do you have for-profit prisons? Like, shouldn't they be there to rehabilitate, to get motherfuckers like, yo, you fucked up.
Right. Right.
You fucked up. Let's fix this. Let's get you a psychologist. Let's get you some skills. When you go back into the world, let's make you a better person. But no, these motherfuckers are just built to make money. So what happens?
Right. I mean,
people that invest in them to say, hey, we need to fill these motherfuckers to make money.
because remember, like I said earlier, our first black president signed that crime bill.
Wasn't our first black president. Come on now. You talking about Clinton.
You know everybody
playing the sax.
You know everybody was calling the first black president before Obama was even a thought.
Unfortunately, we were.
Right.
Unfortunately, we were because he was kissing little black babies on the campaign trail.
Right.
He played the saxophone and smoked weed.
Right.
So apparently,
right. And getting fellatio in the Oval Office. I mean, that's some straight up ninja stuff, right? I mean, Kennedy was doing it too.
So Clinton wasn't the first, won't be the last. You don't think Trump got something from Stormy in the Oval?
No, no, not since the Oval. No, not Stormy.
You know, not Stormy, somebody else.
Somebody else?
Grabbed by the pussy. Somebody else is grabbing by the pussy.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna put it past them. I mean,
Exactly.
Obama probably did it too.
I doubt that one. Come on now. Come
Oh,
on now.
okay. Oh, now
Come
you
on now.
did find
No, no, no.
the
I'm
token
just
black
going
Negro.
not the token black Negro, but so you hate him like you hate LeBron apparently. But
No, I don't.
he's
No,
shown me nothing.
I don't hate him per se, but the way he campaigned as a progressive. The way he governed, he was literally Ronald Reagan.
Why though?
Hmm?
I would agree. His first 18 months, he fucked up.
Right, because
I will
he had a
wholeheartedly agree. He
majority
had,
in the House and the
but
Senate.
even then, he had pushback. As much as he campaigned as a progressive, he still had the moderate Democrats that wouldn't agree with his policies. So when people say, "Oh, look, Barack never did anything for the black community," he didn't have the opportunity to.
That shows that he didn't have leadership that we thought that he should have had.
No, it wasn't leadership. He was trying to go by the rule of the law. He wasn't trying to just write executive orders to get shit passed like your boy. He was trying to go through the proper channels. He was trying to go through the proper channels.
What boy?
Your
Who?
boy.
Who?
Agent Orange. Your boy, Agent Orange.
Oh.
He was trying to go through.
That's not my boy, man.
he was trying to go through the proper channels by the Constitution because he's a constitutionalist and going with the rule of the law to get shit passed through the House and the Senate to come to him. When they didn't agree, he tried to find other pathways. That fucked him the first 18 months because he didn't put his foot down. And it fucked him for the last 6 years of his presidency. And I think if he had to do it all over again, he would handle that first 18 months before those first midterm elections.
I will hope so. I will hope so.
A lot different. I think he would get a lot of shit that he wanted to get through. So I think he did. But his hands were tied and he wasn't going to go above the Constitution to get shit done like Agent Orange is doing right now.
Also, when it's convenient for Obama to rage a drone war, he would do that versus help out people in need.
Come on, man. Every president we have, every president has entered a war they shouldn't have entered.
Right. He campaigned on ending the wars, but he started like 4 or 5 more wars, since he been in 2008.
Libya was a huge mistake, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking, you took out a central figure that was not holding peace, but holding ground in the middle in Africa.
Right.
So you took out Gaddafi, you kind of opened up the floodgates and shit. And he's even said that's his biggest mistake. He's come back in a minute that. He's come back and said I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. But I still think his first 18 months were his biggest failure.
Mm-hmm.
By far. Because he had the ability to do whatever he wanted to do. And he was new.
He just wanted to play it safe.
Yeah. He and see that's the problem with our politics in America. Everybody gets in office and they're playing it safe to get reelected instead of doing what they want to do. That's why we need term limits. Everybody's playing towards the next election. So now when he came in that second term, he's like, yo, this is all I got. Now you got motherfuckers against you. You can't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why we need term limits. That's if for the House, the Senate, Supreme Court justices, nobody should have a fucking lifetime appointment. I'm sorry. You shouldn't. RGB shouldn't have died on the bench. Clarence Thomas should have never been on the bench. He shouldn't be on the bench until he dies. Like Mitch McConnell, fucking Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Lindsey Graham, all these motherfuckers shouldn't be in Congress and Senate just because of their name recognition.
Yeah.
You get 2 terms, get the fuck out.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's the system, man. If they're not doing their job up to par, then it's up to the people to vote them out. That's why people got to be more politically engaged. So
wait. You can't say that and then demonize LeBron for being politically engaged. You can't say that and then demonize these athletes for being politically engaged.
But I know he doesn't mean it. That's my whole argument. He doesn't mean it.